Welcome to Lake Hartwell State Park. This video is going to look at campsites 69 through 116. And we'll also look at the two camper cabins, numbers 90 and 91. The tent sites will be on a separate video. Alright, we start with a little bit of a downhill grade into the campground. Campsite 69. Nice, straight, fairly level. There isn't much room outside your campsite. Barely enough room to enjoy space under your awning. Certainly no place to put a tent, and not a lot of room to move around outside, but a fairly level spot, easy to get into. Space 70, a gentle rise up into the space. The space itself is fairly flat. Another one with not a lot of room other than the driveway itself. A little bit of room to set up under your awning, but that's about it. Space 71, another nice flat spot. Again, no room other than the driveway and just a little bit of outdoor space. But if you don't back all the way into the space, it is a nice view of the lake. And space 72 is another one that's uphill into the space, but appears flat when you get there. A little bit harder turn to get into. Asphalt's getting a little rough. And again, not a lot of outdoor living space. But a nice view of the back of the electrical panel from your living space. '73, nice easy direction to back in, fairly short space. Another one that has no outdoor living around the campsite, but an easy walk right down to the lake. There's a little trail that goes down to the lake and nice little cove on the lake. Space 74, downhill back in. Has a little bit bigger outdoor living space, but not much. In the wintertime, probably a nice view of the lake. Right now you can see it, but shaded nicely. Space 75, gentle slope in. Another very small outdoor living area. Space 76. Nice flat space. Very gentle slope. Again, no outdoor living. and a nice power panel in your site. Space 77, fairly sharp turn down into the space, and it is down into the space, but a nice long space. Very gentle slope once you're in. Maybe a little bit bigger outdoor living space, but not much. All very wooded spaces and a reasonable amount of privacy between all of them. Space 78, easy access uphill into the space. Nice flat spot when you get here. Once again, no outdoor living. Space 79. Reasonably level. No outdoor living. Nice private space though. Space 80. Gentle slope up in. Looks like we've had some big campers that have had a hard time getting in it though. Flat level once we're up in. Again, a small outdoor living space, but this one may be the biggest one I've seen in this section of the campground. But again, all the power right at your outdoor living. Looks lovely. In space 81, again, lots of scratches in the driveway. Nice slope up into the space. Nice and flat once you get here. And a tiny outdoor living space. This one does actually have a nice enough space behind the pavement that you might be able to set up a tent. Hey. All right, space 82. Again, reasonably flat. Tiny outdoor living space. Easy access in. And right across from it is the parking for a tent site. Space 83. Nice easy access. Nice flat space. Not much outdoor living space. Space 84. Gentle slope in. Very flat in the space itself. Not much outdoor living, but you do have the area kind of down in the woods that I think you could use. Space 85. Fairly steep up in. Well, once you're into space, it's flat. A little bit larger outdoor living space and a little room behind the space where you could probably put a tent. Again, we have a power panel in your outdoor living space. '86 is occupied with a fairly large motorhome sitting on flat ground, so you can kind of get a view of what they have, and they have a much larger outdoor living space. And 87, gentle slope up in, flat spot. A small outdoor living space, but room to move around it without falling off the side of the hill like some of them. And my guess is this is listed as a handicap spot, as there is your bathhouse with a concrete walk to the bathhouse. And right across the street we have more overflow parking and parking for tent sites. Down around the corner, and we arrive at space 88. Nice flat spot. More outdoor living space, but largely because it seems to flow right into space 89. And off the back of the space, we just fall off into the woods. Space 89, again, nice level spot. It's a gentle slope up to the back, but very gentle. Not much outdoor living. And this one also kind of falls off the back, but it does have a trail off the back that leads down to the lake. Alright, and here's a view of the first cabin. And the outdoor space for the cabin, the picnic table and fire pit down close to the lake, or at least closer to the lake. Looks like a nice view of the lake from there. And that would be cabin number 90. Cabin 91 also has a nice view of the lake. A nice little pad. Picnic table, chairs, fire pit, and a nice view of the lake, or at least of this cove. So a nice quiet spot on the lake. Space 91 is occupied. A nice sized camper. They've pretty much filled it up with the camper. Bathhouse across the street. A nice outdoor living area. Nice view of the lake. And our campground hosts are right at the bathhouse. And that's space 93. Hey, and space 94 is occupied. There's a little bit larger outdoor living space. Nice flat spot and a nice view of the lake. Space 95, nice long space. Gentle slope up in. Very slight slope in the space. A little bit bigger outdoor living area. Your neighbors are right up against you, but the bathhouse is right here. And in space 96, a gentle slope down in. Once again, small outdoor living area. And a trail off the back down to the lake. Space 97. Fairly steep slope up in. Gentle slope in the space. Small outdoor living. And there's your neighbors right there. Space 98. A gentle slope down in. Fairly flat space when we get here. Another small outdoor living area. The trail down to the back of the cove. But don't step off the side of your outdoor living area, you'll fall. Way down the hill. Space 99 is a, good morning, fairly steep slope in, but a nice flat spot. Looks like it has a little bit larger outdoor living area, but still a slope off the side of it. Space 100. Gentle slope up in, nice flat spot. Nice size outdoor living area compared to the others we have seen on this loop. The turn to get in is not too sharp, but it's got a steep fall off the side of it. Might make it a little difficult to get in. And you may be able to see in the video all the scratches in the asphalt where campers have dragged the rear end. Space 101. Gentle slope in. Fairly flat spot. Not a very big outdoor living area, but less of a cliff off the back side of it. Space 102. Fairly flat all the way through. A little bit larger outdoor living area. Another one that has a little bit of fall off in the front corner as you're trying to back in, but not too bad. Space 103 is a pull through. It's a nice easy access. Nice size space. Lots of sunshine. A little bit bigger outdoor living area, but you are right up against the road. And we'll circle back to 104. 104 is also a pull through. A much tighter pull through. For a larger camper, it's probably just a back end is an easier way to do it. A little bit larger outdoor living area. Space 105. Not a bad slope in, fairly flat when you're in here. A larger outdoor living area than the last couple we have seen, but we're starting to get that drop off the back side again. .106 is another pull through. Sharp enough turn. This one's probably easier to back into as well. A little bit larger outdoor living area. But again, you're right up against the road. And 107, another pull through. Again, a fairly tight turn. Not a very big outdoor living area. Nice long exit from the parking space, from the campsite, so you could probably back into it without too much trouble. Space 108, nice and flat. Have a low-hanging branch in the back of the campsite, but I don't think that would be a huge problem. Nothing a pair of clippers wouldn't fix. Fairly small outdoor living area, but flat space around it, and a bathhouse right here, so this one may also be handicap. 109, fairly flat, a little bit of cross slope in the entrance. Another fairly small outdoor living area. .110, reasonably flat, easy access. Again, not much outdoor living, and it drops off the back side of it. Space 111, easy access, fairly flat. Still small outdoor living area, but there is this open space at the front of the campsite that could be used for something, and it's not flat enough for a tent, but it's certainly space you could move around in. Space 112. 112 and 113 share an entrance drive. Reasonably flat. Very small outdoor living area, but if you're sharing with 113, you've got a little bit more room, and you have this space back over towards 111 that you can use. Space 113. A lot of outdoor living area if you want to count all that grass area around it. Reasonably flat space, easy to get into. One 14, 15, and 16 all share one access drive. It's a long back end. 114. Reasonably flat. Nice outdoor living area with room to spread out a little bit. $115. Gentle slope up to the back, almost flat. The outdoor living area doesn't seem to have any gravel in it, but it is a larger area because of all the grass around it. And space 116. A gentle slope up in. Lots of woods close in around you, and not a very big outdoor living area, but at least no cliff off the back side. And we leave space 116 and find the dumpster and the dump station. And that will conclude this particular loop.